go ahead and get that set up as a matter of fact. And we'll do the runs and then we'll get back home and talk about it. Shot out a ton of black smoke, so it's going rich. And it honestly may just need to be run a little bit because I did start it up on the old tube and it was rolling black smoke out. That's fine. So we're trying to make a couple passes on the Retro Fox and we just keep having issues. It wants to break up. So this car may need some plugs in it, may need to re-gap them. We're going to get it back to the house and kind of look it over and see what's going on with it. But all in all, the best run, and it wasn't today, was an 8:30. But we'll get back to the house and talk about it. Catch you guys then. Alright, so let's discuss what happened. Me and Andrew decided we would just take the Retro down the road, do a Dragy test on it. Well, as you can see, the car was breaking up. Also, we had another issue. I forgot whenever I took some stuff off this car and put it on this car. I forgot that I did away with the PCV system on this as well. So this car had a breather on it and I just pulled it off and was going to use it on this car and ended up buying a new breather. Well, for whatever reason, while this one was off, I put the cap on it. Well, as you all know, if you do not have a PCV system hooked up with vacuum going to it, everything needs to be vented, meaning the back of the intake over here. You really need a vent on this valve cover as well. But anyway, long story short, especially with a boosted car, so we go down the road, we hit this thing, we're making 10, 11 pounds of boost, and all of a sudden we see smoke. So we blew some oil out of the dipstick. On top of the car, misfiring up on the top end. So of course, you know, we're like, oh shit, we already got the motor in this thing. No, we didn't get the motor. Nothing's hurt, but we did. There was some concern there for a second. So all I'm gonna do now is go ahead and throw some new spark plugs in this thing. We're gonna gap them probably around 28, something like that. Should be fine for what we're doing here. And maybe 24, screw it. Probably just go 24. We're always here to learn. That's something that I do like to do on my channel, is try some things. Even though sometimes we know that they're not gonna work, it doesn't hurt to go ahead and try it. Like today, we went out, car wasn't running good, we made 2 passes. The second one we just stopped pretty early. I don't even know what that one was, so you guys will see it on the screen. But we wanted to go ahead and finish the day out with the car, show you guys the numbers, and then come back and fix these 2 little issues, and then we'll go back again and we'll see how this car performs. It might not be the spark plugs, it could be a fuel issue or something along those lines, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be spark related, so we'll fix that and we'll see. You know, the funny thing is, this car ran great. meaning when you started it up, it idled perfectly. You know, you could rev this thing up and it would drop right back down to idle. You could pull up to a stop sign and this thing would just sit there and idle perfectly, right? Well, as you all know, when you take something apart and you go to put it back together, it seems like it never goes back right. And now we're having a somewhat of an idle issue with the throttle body. So I'm gonna have to go in and kind of adjust on that. The TPS was all jacked up, so get all this stuff sorted out, and I'm telling you, I'm not pulling this throttle body or anything else off this car again. I'm sure some of you want to know, you know, how's this Hartman intake holding up with boost? Just fine, no issues at all. I don't see any leaks or anything like that. I love this intake, absolutely love it. At some point we need to port the lower on this to match, so it'll flow a little bit better. And I just read a comment, and it's something that I thought about doing myself, putting the can-filled heads on this car. Since this is the retro Fox, and if you think about it, it really does have that retro look. The can-filled heads with a B-cam and a Vortec on it with a Hartman intake would be freaking really cool. But in the end, who's really gonna see that? This car over here is a retro build as well. I mean, it's got an Anderson cam in it. It's got a Holley Systemax. It's got the old can fields on it with an AOD. Oh yeah, by the way, you guys saw it before, but here's our new AOD, or 4R70W, if you will. I'll probably never swap these heads out, as cool as that sounds. We'll see. Who knows, you know, who knows what'll happen on down the road. Today, the best run was an 857, but I had went out one time before and it ran an 830 something. I feel like the best that we're gonna be able to muster out of this car on the street is probably gonna be like an 820 on the street. And if you had a set of bias ply tires, some wrinkle walls or something like that, you could probably get a 790 8.0 out of it on the street. But now at the track, if this thing hooks, it's got definitely low 7 potential for sure. I mean, the car makes good power. Also, it wasn't running correctly today, so you gotta take that into account as well. Well, all right, guys, look, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this one up. Stay tuned. We're gonna get all this stuff worked out on the cars, and I promise you we'll go back with another Dragy test, and we'll get this thing right. May need to go to these tires, drop them down about 15 pounds and see what happens. I don't know, you guys tell me. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up, and as always, thanks for watching.